Hey friends, my name is Matt and I'm a photographer and videographer in Toronto, Ontario. Today's video is a little behind the scenes look at a wedding ceremony that I shot a couple months ago, so you'll get to see how I work, what I look for, and that kind of thing. So I hope you enjoy. Alrighty, so I am here at the wedding ceremony location, and what I'm doing right now is just walking around to get some establishing images. So it's something that you want to make sure that you have in either an album or an image spread online, or even a just your normal gallery images when you deliver them to a client. So it seems a little bit fragmented if you just jump into a bride walking down the aisle. Like, it seems a little weird and it doesn't flow properly. So one of those basic fundamental storytelling perspectives is you need establishing images. You need establishing shots. When you go and watch a movie, you'll see that they don't just jump in. 99% of the time, they just don't jump into the action right away. What they do is, you might have say it's in a city, you might have a drone shot of a city, a wide, where you see all the buildings, all, the skyline. Then it might switch to cars rushing down on the street, and then, it might, go in a little tighter frame to like a store or a building, or say a clock running or something like that, something to just set the scene. And this is primarily what I'm doing here. I'm setting the scene. I'm starting to tell the story of the day. The day for this wedding, starts at the ceremony. I didn't cover the getting ready part of it. So for this, I'm trying my best to tell the story from this perspective. So I go around, get some images. I'll take a couple horizontals, I'll do some vertical images. I'll go into various spots and find like little details. I might shoot some candles inside. And you'll kind of see as I go along what my perspective is on this. Okay, so now we are inside. So we're inside the church location. I'm walking around trying to get a feel of, the lighting. It looks bright here, but in actual fact, when we were in the church, it was relatively dark. So you need to push your settings a little bit, need to let some light in to make your images properly exposed. But essentially what I'm doing is kind of just walking around, and I'll get some images of the stained glass, a couple of perspectives side to side, some decorative elements. Again, I'm just shooting establishing shots here to kind of tell the story of the day. So one of the things that I also look out for is when family members are coming in, they're seeing each other for the first time, they're talking, they're chatting. I'll just grab a couple of quick, a few candid images. There might be some joke that they're thinking of, and then they see that image, when you go and reveal the gallery, and they're like, oh yeah, I remember what he said, we were laughing at this. Those are the kinds of moments you really want to capture too. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of laying back, observing, watching, and having my camera ready when the time comes. usually what I do here is I'll shoot some horizontals, I'll shoot some verticals. I try and get as much variety as possible. Sometimes when people, you know, are putting stuff in an album or on a wall or whatever, they might want a vertical or horizontal. So you try and give them as much variety as possible. One thing that I also want to do during the ceremony is get images of everyone, especially those people who are family. And this is a small intimate wedding, so it's really not that difficult to do. It's just something that you have to remember to do kind of going forward. And it's a little bit harder in the larger weddings. You know, it helps to know who the people are. And then, you know, when the ceremony is going on, I'm just being as quiet as possible, walking around a little bit, you know, not just trying to disturb anyone, taking, you know, lots of variety of angles and perspectives, you know, getting those wide images, getting those closer up images, and stuff like that. So. So I just moved up on the right a little bit to get the bride's face as they exchange vows. And here you have the ring bearers going up, so just taking a quick little photo of that. That's a cute little moment, so grabbing that one there. So Michelle was right next to me, so what I asked him to do is just focus on the zoom into the hands, because he has a longer focal length lens than I do. You know, it's always nice to have wides, which I kind of focused on, and he'll focus on the hands to kind of complete or tell that story of that moment. And then they quickly have a first kiss, grab that shot, and then they go over and I believe start to sign the register. So I don't usually come up this far on when I'm taking pictures, but you know, for the couple, they were kind of back on, so you have to jump up and kind of get their faces, get a kind of a shot there. Michelle's off to my left there, so he's going to focus on capturing, you know, faces and small details and that kind of thing. So. I'm just here capturing the other family members. You want to make sure you get everyone that comes up and signs. So the ceremony is finished right now, so what I'm going to do is grab my lighting equipment and you know, I just take it a flash. I have my modifier there, my light stand. So what I'll do is just set up my off-camera lighting and for some family portraits. So this will take, you know, 30 seconds to a minute to scrummage through my bag, get the proper items that I need. I'm just working out spacing just a tiny bit so it's a little bit more uniform than it is. You just want to take a little bit of extra time on this to make sure that there's no kind of odd spacing, that everyone's face can be seen properly, and you know, that they don't have any items in their pockets like keys or cell phones that cause weird little bulges in the images that you don't really want to see and that you don't have to Photoshop out later. So I think that's what I'm asking the gentleman there right now. And then, you know, we're just facing everyone up so they're kind of turned a little bit and it seems a little bit more uniform there now. So just giving a couple little tips to them. What I explained to them is I like to take 3 different variations of each set or each group for the family photos. So what I do is take a wide kind of horizontal, I take a vertical as well, and then I'll go in a little bit closer and kind of do a close-up so you see, you know, mainly faces and upper bodies. So it's always nice to have, you never know what someone is going to print or what size someone is going to print, so you'd like to have that variety so you can always look for that. So that's pretty much it for the ceremony coverage. Today was a small intimate ceremony, you know, in the middle of the COVID. I believe it was the 3rd wave at this point. So luckily, you know, the ceremony was able to go forward and the wedding was able to go forward. So I was more than happy to be there and have the honor of capturing that special day for that couple. Alrighty, so that is the little behind the scenes video of the wedding ceremony that I shot. It is actually filmed with a camera that sits on top of my shoulder. So hopefully it gave you a little bit of a perspective of what I look for and what it's like to shoot a wedding. So thank you for watching this video and we'll see you in the next one.